Welcome to our channel, $1 Million Made Easy. This is a channel where we help you know your numbers by creating spreadsheets and then running numbers for you. Recently saw this that the average American personal savings rate is 4.5%. So the question is, since everybody wants to reach $1 million, at what income would you need, saving 4.5% of your income, to generate $1 million over the next 35 years? So that's the first question we're going to look at. But second of all, probably even more important, is that $1 million going to be enough in 35 years when you take into account inflation? But let's answer the first question. If you're saving 4.5%, what income would you need to generate $1 million in 35 years? This is one of the spreadsheets we set up. I know there's a lot of numbers here, but just look at this right here. 4.5% of 93,333, you would be able to save $350 a month. So there's that 4.5%, the American savings rate. If you were making this kind of money, you could save $350 a month. Why did I pick that? Because you're using the data for the last 100 years, which is what we do on this channel. We simply project ahead what similar returns to what the S&P 500 has done for the last 100 years. We just project those ahead. And if you did that, even in the worst case scenario for a 35-year period, that'd be using numbers from 1988, you'd have over $1 million, saving $350 a month. Second worst, you have numbers from 1984, you have over $1,027,000. 90% of the time, you'd have at least 1.136 and so on. The median for the last 100 years for a 35-year period is 1.4 million. The best case scenario is 3.285. This is another spreadsheet that we use. This shows you the numbers for each of the years for the last 100 years. There's that $1 million. There's the 1.4 million median, and there's the best case scenario. But let's go back to this because we've answered the first question. You would need 93,333 at 4.5%. What happens if you only had 70,000? 70,000. Then you'd have to save $350 a month. You'd have to save 6% of what you're making. The key is this $350 a month in the next 35 years is going to get you to that $1 million over the next 35 years, even if we have the worst case scenario what we had in the last 100 years. So $350 is the key. But let's go ahead and work from those numbers, and let's start answering the second question. Would that be enough? Again, how are you going to know that? The first thing you've got to do, start over here, clear this out, is set what your future expenses are. Let's say, for example, your expenses right now are $5,000 a month. And your age, let's just say you're 32. That means in 35 years are going to be 67. Remember looking at the 35-year column. So what we want to do is see if these are your future needs, or this is your current need right now. We're going to give a 35-year inflation rate at 3%. You're going to need $14,000 to have the same buying power as this $5,000. Let's say you open up your Social Security statement. Again, you're not going to really know that unless you go to Social Security, quick calculator, type in some information. It's going to kick out a value for you, what you're going to get at age 67. This is all projected retirement benefits that you're going to get. So let's say you're going to get $2,400, which is what I've plugged in right here, $2,400. That's going to grow over the next 35 years. Remember, we're talking about a 35-year period. We're just going to use the current 2.5% COLA that Social Security gave this year. We're going to do that for the next 35 years. That $2,400 is going to go to $5,696. So now we've got the future expenses, future Social Security. You're going to need $8,374 coming from your nest egg. And if you do that, you do not run out of money. Isn't that incredible? Just that $350 a month, which again was 4% of some, or 4.5% of somebody making $93,000. If you remember, $93,333, 4.5% of that, $350 a month. $350 a month goes to this. At this point, you start withdrawing $8,374. This is the worst case scenario. You do not run out of money. Now we can keep working through this and change some other numbers. Let's just show you what we do this channel. What if you want to retire at age 66? Still your money lasts. How about 65? Now your money's starting to run out. Worst case scenario, age 91. Second worst, age 92. And this is the 90% column. This is one we like to use in the blue here. That means 90% of the time you'd have this kind of money. Remember, if you're going out at 65, that's only a 33-year period. So over the 33-year period, you have these kind of amounts going through. Or you'd have 864,000. You need 8,561 from your nest egg. If you did that, you'd run out of money at age 95. So now we're looking at $350 a month. It's when do you want to retire? Age 67, no problem. Age 66, no problem. Age 65, you got some problems there. Then you might have to consider saving a little bit more. But folks, that's what we do on this channel. Let me just show you one more thing to show you. There's so much I want to show you from these spreadsheets. I can't really do it in a short video. What happens if you wanted to go at 65 and you weren't comfortable that your money would last to age 95, 90% of the time? What happens if we just increase that $350 a month by 3% a year? Watch all this row right here. When your money runs out, your money does not run out. Isn't that incredible? Just increasing that by 3% a year. Let me show you where the numbers are coming from. $350 a month, then $361. My whole point of this video is there's so much we can show you from these spreadsheets that I don't want to take really long, make really long videos showing you this, but this just shows you $350 a month, which is, again, average American saving 4.5%. It looks like if you could save $350 a month, you'd need $93,333. But if you only are making $70,000 a month, this is just kind of review here, then to save $350 a month, you'd be needing to save 6%. The key is $350 a month. You do not run out of money. Again, this is based on if you're getting this kind of money from Social Security. But that's what we love to do for people. We love to run numbers. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Please let people know there's a channel out there that will run numbers for them. We can point out all kinds of these things from the spreadsheet to help you know where you might be in the future. Is 4.5% enough? It's $350 a month. How much do you need? What's your expenditures? If it's $6,000 a month, you're going to have problems. $6,000 a month. Look at this. Now you're running out of money at these time periods, even though you're increasing as $350 a month. If you go to $400 a month, now your money lasts that extra $50 a month. All these kind of things I'd love to point out, but I've already made this video way too long. Again, please consider subscribing. Tell your friends about this channel. There's so many numbers we can run for people and point out different information that you really need to know. Please like the video, and thanks so much for watching.